It's very difficult to put your finger on one reason, I think, why startup businesses fail. I do think there's a lack of consideration before a business starts up, of actually what that means. I see so many people who think they want to run their own business, and I think, but you're not right for it, because running your own business requires the right temperament. You've got to be able to take risks. You've got to want to take risks. You've got to be happy in that environment. And when I say be able to take risks, that's not just in your personality. That's in your surroundings. That's your family. You know, have you got children? Have you got school fees? I don't have children. I could take risks, and knowing full well at the end of the day, if I lost everything, then I lost everything. It was me, and I'd have to go and do it myself. I don't know what would happen if I'd had a family around me that relied on me. So considering your own personality traits, am I right for this? What are my strengths and weaknesses? Thinking, and what about the people around me? Because boy, when you start a business up, do you need the support of people around you? You know, it's all very well saying, yeah, well, I'm going to give it all it's got, and then finding that actually your family life is completely devastated, and one day you have to make a decision. You know, so I think consideration of all of that is often the true reason why businesses fail. I think they will say that it's because they didn't get funding. So often I hear, well, I couldn't get a loan. Actually, that's a really oversimplified way of trying to answer that question, when actually the answer is probably more painful. The answer being, I actually made the wrong decision here. I probably wasn't in a position to start my own business. I think when starting up a business, the very first thing, well, you've got to be very honest with yourself. The very first thing you've got to establish is there actually a need for the service or the product that I'm about to provide. I have met so many people who have got these really niche little products that they love and they're really, really interested in. Of course, the rest of the world's going to love them. They haven't actually asked the rest of the world. And it just is so obvious to me, is there a market? And I cannot tell you how many people have not considered whether or not there is actually a market, why there's a market. So that to me is the very, very first thing. If there's no market, there's no business. It is as simple as that. Also, the difference between coming up with an idea and turning that into a business is a huge, huge chasm. And I ask people to pitch their businesses to me on the website, and I get a lot of business ideas. I've got a really good idea. And I try to make it very clear that I'm not looking for business ideas, because I've got to tell you, there are thousands of we've all got ideas. Everybody's got ideas. For somebody to start a business, there's got to be something about it. They've got to have done something. They've got to have something unique that says, actually, I'm going to turn this into a business. That's why it's me. That's why I can do this. That's why I'm not going to sit in this armchair and just say it's a good idea and I want you to do it for me. I can do this. I've got a reason for it. And I think not enough people understand that chasm or that route when they start up. What I see quite a lot of is people working without business plans, and therefore having absolutely no idea whether they're on track or off track to achieving their goals. So without a business plan, I don't believe in a 45-page document that would, you know, a tome that I'm sure the banks would say, oh, brilliant, marvellous, fantastic, lots and lots of words here, fantastic. But at the end of the day, a business plan should be me saying what I am going to do, even if it's a very simple A4 sheet that says, there's my goals and they're the times I'm going to do it. Now, that plan does two things for me. It tells me, am I on track? I'm achieving what I believed I was going to achieve. And if I am, fantastic, tick the box and go on to the next. Feel good about myself because I've actually done exactly what I said I was going to do. And in difficult times, it helps motivate me. On the other hand, if I'm not hitting that business plan, then I need to think, oh, hold on a minute, was I right about that then? Were my assumptions correct? Do I need to readjust what I'm doing? So many people start business without plans. And I think it's because they think what the world means by a business plan is this terribly clever, articulate document with loads of graphs and lots of numbers in it. I'm talking about a really simple document that says, here's my moments that I've got to hit, and if I don't hit them, I've got to ask myself why. I think the key for entrepreneurs when they're trying to attract funding is to have the full picture clear in their own mind and be able to describe it in a very short, clear, concise and punchy manner when you're going to an investor. I find some people pitch businesses to me in an extremely open-minded way, and that really, really unnerves me. So they will come in and they will say, here's my business idea, and I'll say, what have you thought of, why have you thought of that? And maybe, what have you thought of doing? No, but that's a really good idea. I might consider. That actually worries the pants off me, because I'm looking to invest in somebody who's got a really clear vision. I don't mean boxed in forever, but today I fully understand what I want to do, and there you are. That's it. That's what I think is the business plan. And I think having somebody who's really happy to kind of swish with the tide, and if I say, what about doing, I'll do that, I'll try it, that worries me. Because I want people with vision, focus, and people who really understand where they're going. I think the key to running a successful family business is to treat it as if it isn't a family business. My family were very, very good. I mean, sometimes it feels a little bit hurtful because you think, but I'm your daughter. I don't want to pay that much. But the truth of the matter is, we had extremely clear lines. I had to work from the ground zero. I was not given anything. I had to earn everything. When I bought the business, I bought the business at a commercial rate. Actually, this isn't a message for my parents, but it was probably a commercial rate plus. So it was, I paid a very full price for the business. I don't complain about that. I wanted the business. I paid the price for it. So I think the message to me is treat the family business as you would any other business. I think what a lot of family businesses suffer from is they do not tackle the difficult issues. And absolutely, if the issue is being avoided, then that is a clear indicator to me that it's an issue that needs to be addressed. So if there's anything a family business is avoiding, get it out on the table, discuss it and put it to bed and have done with it, because these kind of unsaid issues are extremely harmful for business. And we always had the approach, look after the business looks after you. So number one, look after the business. And if it kind of upsets the family along the way, then they kind of have to get over it, really. I mean, clearly, the current climate, I mean, it's a difficult trading climate at the moment. In fact, I don't think we've seen the worst of it. I think the financial institutions might have, but I think it's yet to flow through to the consumer as hard as it's going to. So I think we need to be very careful. However, I actually just did something with the Federation of Small Businesses to say to people, if you actually have got a good idea, don't let the current climate put you off. Because a fundamentally good business will survive throughout any type of climate. In fact, if it cannot survive a difficult climate, then it probably shouldn't be in business. So now it shouldn't put people off. However, the margin of error is much, much smaller. So you have to get your ducks in a row. So the old, is there a market? So the market research, am I in a position to exploit that market? To make sure that you've covered off all corners to close down that margin. It is not a time just to think, I'll give it a go, because it is a tough trading environment, and that relies too much on chucking a coin in the air and flipping a coin. Will it work or won't it work? Get your ducks in a row. If you are absolutely convinced about it, then go for it with a passion and don't let anybody put you off. But because there'll be so many people, now's not a good time to do it. That, once you are convinced this is a good business idea, then get absolutely passionate and committed and go for it.